Born from a fondness for shows like Ultraman and Kamen Rider, Viewtiful Joe is a game that beams with personality, colourful charm, and retro sentiment. Originally part of Capcom's 5-game pledge to the GameCube, almost all of which would lose exclusivity, it would come to Sony's console just shy of 12 months later. Very little has been lost in the translation, as the game would remain a challenging yet engaging beat-em-up that benefits from its unique sense of style and energetic gameplay, with its unrestrained giddiness only becoming an issue a couple of times, making for a superb game. Joe is a lovable goof who obsesses over movies, even to the point of neglecting his girlfriend Sylvia over it. But when a movie monster comes to life and takes Sylvia through the screen, Joe is unceremoniously taken in two and, with the guidance of his movie hero Captain Blue, becomes the butt kicker known as Viewtiful Joe. But as he faces more dastardly goons, it becomes apparent that not all is as it seems in Movieland, perhaps leading to some surprises and tough encounters with larger, more charismatic foes.
Hey, yo, man. What's up? What can I do for you, kiddo? I guess you heard I rule the roost around here. Am I right? Huh?
Viewtiful Joe encapsulates its world terrifically. Each chapter has its own unique episodic structure, divided into scenes which grade you based on defense, points earned, and time, not unlike Devil May Cry. Playing on a 2D plane, this allows you to move both left and right, while occasionally forcing you to avoid hazards via platforming. Most areas will consist of brawls with Bianchi robots, which come in many shapes and sizes. Each episode has a unique theme, going from exploring a haunted mansion to an underwater sub, and they are all vibrant and well crafted. It's an incredibly stable foundation, giving life to the side-scrolling beat-em-up again. But Joe's array of powers adds depth and challenge to the proceedings. Dubbed Viewtiful Effects, Joe gains 3 powers as you progress. Slow allows him to stagger time in order to get a speed advantage, Max Speed fastens his movements and creates copies of himself, and Zoom In closes the camera up to Joe and increases his attack power, but conversely, Joe takes more damage. All this is governed by the VFX meter, which hilariously turns Viewtiful back into regular Joe if you run out. It's a cool set of powers, but how the enemies vary around these systems is where the challenge comes in. Standard Bianchi can be dealt with mostly with ease, but latter stages throw at you ballerinas who require timing to counter, military assassins who throw blades, and muscular monstrosities who take no damage from the front. When a multitude of enemy types are thrown at you at once, it's a tough time, but rewarding to overcome. It's also easy to see Hideki Kamiya's fingerprints all over this game. It's not the longest game, with an initial normal playthrough taking under 10 hours. But between certain stages, you can visit an upgrade shop and acquire more abilities, health upgrades and continues. If you lose all your health during a scene, you only lose a life and carry on from the current sequence. But lose them all and you'll be sent back to the start of the whole segment. Shop purchases carry over between playthroughs, allowing you to take on more challenges while better, stronger, and faster. A 7-hour runtime may be chopped down to 3, but it makes repeat plays much more enticing, not unlike Kamiya's other works such as Resident Evil 2. Speaking of Capcom properties, one of the key additions to the PS2 version is the inclusion of Dante as a playable character, letting you play as the son of Sparda after completing the game once. But it's not just a reskin. Cutscenes change the story, such as replacing Sylvia with Trish and altering the dialogue, mostly with backward gibberish voices. Dante boasts a unique weapon and moveset, while his campaign has its own rankings and moves to buy. It seems like a small touch, but for fans of DMC, it's a worthwhile extra. Viewtiful Joe's presentation is striking and immediately noticeable. The chunky cell shading is dazzling, complemented with vibrant colours and eye-catching character designs, which show their tokusatsu influence with giddy abandon. Energetic animation, fantastic use of slow, fast motion, and even some nifty filters, such as when Joe loses his VFX meter and old-time filter indicates his vulnerability, make it stunning. The sound is fiery too, with hyperactive music which keeps the action chaotic, visceral sound effects which hit with impact, and silly voice acting which fits perfectly considering the story and tone. But it's not flawless, as sometimes the action overwhelms. Slowdown is particularly prevalent during latter stages, and the combination of sounds can begin to drown each other out. But it's not enough to spoil what is a superb homage to beat-em-ups of generations past. Challenging, striking, and immensely replayable, Viewtiful Joe is a riotous time which will leave you smiling even when it's at its most challenging. Considering Clover Studio would serve as a precursor of sorts to Platinum Games, the childish charm and nostalgic homages aren't too far off. Even if it threatens to explode from sheer craziness, Viewtiful Joe stays the course and delivers. A genuine gem among the PS2's storied library.
Head to the go-go, baby! You want some? Well, come and get it.